Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. Juve, this is what I want to talk about in that video because we have a lot of topics to cover, like Di Maria one more year in Europe at Juventus, yes or no, opinion. What about Locatelli that finally is a Juve player, but I saw some wrong saying yesterday about the contract. I have to speak about it, I have to address that. Then I also want to speak about Dusan Vlahovic, our number 9 that is back, and also about the words of the father of Miretti, speaking not about the injury of his son, but about something else. Attention, because it's an important one. And of course, I will speak and touch a few words about the Super League that was again announced today, the big comeback on the Super League. I will not speak too much about it. It will be towards the end of the video because I already did a live for more than 1 hour 30, and I have to say that I'm really sorry for my behavior on the channel because I got fooled by some comments that were absolutely not great. You know, the trolls, the mockeries, and people that were against the idea and so on. These were fooling me, annoying me, but that was not the point why I stopped the video. I stopped the video because I saw some people, I don't know for what kind of reason, that were putting wrong words into my mouth, saying things or telling that I was saying things that I were absolutely not saying. This made me angry. My own responsibility, my wrong behavior, and I have to take the consequences of it. I'm really sorry for it. I have to do better. I can do better. I will do better. So speaking about Super League, I will do it probably or this evening or tomorrow in a dedicated video explaining the benefits of it, because yes, there are a lot of benefits for a project that we don't know if long, short or middle term will be alive, yes or not. But we'll speak about that because I see a lot of benefits, and you know it, since the first hour I am a big fan of a new project that is substituting the monopoly of UEFA. Anyway, put a maximum of like if you want to, subscribe to the channel if you didn't do it yet. Let's grow that community of Juventini. We will need it to be united. We open the first pages with Tutto Sport that is speaking about our Dusan with a beautiful strange title, Più veloce, più magro, più Dusan. He's faster, he's more thinner, he's more skinnier, and then he's more Dusan. Because yes, he scored 2 goals, a brace versus Salernitana. Are we here now to say that he did the most best performance of his life? Absolutely not. But he was back. He is back. Also a video about him being back, retweeted by himself from the social media of Juventus, showing that he's happy to be here again on the field. But I have to praise this time Juventus, because if Juventus was criticized a lot correctly about the way that they were actually handling the staff of J Medical and their players that they were actually serving, well, this time we have to say bravo. Bravo, congratulations to J Medical and the technical staff that took a really difficult decision, because we are speaking about the player that we invested the most money on 1 year ago, nearly 80 million that went towards Fiorentina and Commisso, that today is crying about Juventus, but anyway, he was happy when he received that money. So we are speaking about a big player that was not 100% injured. It's not like Pogba or Federico Chiesa or other players, Maignan for example, if we are speaking about other clubs that are certified that they can't play. Well, Dusan Vlahovic, he could potentially play, but he had one problem since the end of last season, that growing pain. That is something that is chronic. It's coming back, it's there. And if you want that is totally gone, you have to rest, full rest. Otherwise, it's impossible to heal from growing pain, or you have to go with a big surgery, and that's even more dramatic, but then you can't play. So Juventus and a lot of clubs in the world, what are they usually doing is managing the time of play, and also sometimes forcing together with the player to play on the field, because it's important. We will try to postpone also your rest moments in the new season and so on and so on. This time we couldn't rest in the winter because there was the World Cup, but of course that growing pain annoyed him before the World Cup, during the World Cup, and that's where Juventus has to be praised, because they took a big important decision. They decided to do it in 3 stops. The first one was stopping Dusan Vlahovic to play after the World Cup. You come back, you could potentially play, but we don't want to risk. Otherwise, you will never heal physically. Total stop. You rest. After that, you need also to recover mentally, because it was a difficult year for a player like Dusan Vlahovic that is saying, I'm living for the goal, I'm living to score. A player that we all said that mentally he sometimes lose his calm, like I did a bit earlier in the live. So it's someone that mentally has to understand, has to be calma, relaxing and resetting mentally after that disaster World Cup that he really wanted to play with a Serbia that was seen like one of the favorites to arrive really far in the tournament. Mental reset. And the third step was starting again a specific preparation, physical preparation just for him. This is what Juventus did with not only physicality, potenziamento, going and growing that physical power. No, not only on power, but on agility, being faster. These were the words used by Max Allegri in the press conference before Salernitana, and we saw already some results on the field. It was not the best Vlahovic ever. He's far away from these 100% confirmed by himself. But this time I really want to praise Juventus for the work that they did, and also for the courage to put a big player in a moment of difficulty aside, trusting Milik and Moiskin, investing on them, and giving him the time to heal. Hopefully, it can only go into crescendo. Now we go to Locatelli, another topic, another player I wanted to talk about in today's video, because yes, he's officially a Juve player. Now we are obliged to pay money to Sassuolo, because yes, we will have to pay him 25 million. Before, why? We have to pay him 25 million plus a potential bonus of 12.5, so it could be a total potential money of 37.5 for the ex-Sassuolo player, ex-Milan player that is now officially. I saw some things that were not really exact, because I saw online that people were reporting words of Sky Sport saying that Locatelli is now officially a player because he played that last game versus Salernitana. It's really strange. I don't know where that information coming from. It's not true, because if you are going back on time, he became officially a Juve player, because I checked with double sources, with triple sources, what was correct, but he became officially a Juve player from the first minute he played in 2023, and that was versus Cremonese and not Salernitana. Anyway, it's a small detail, but sometimes I don't understand some reports that are going with double news. 3 weeks ago it was Cremonese, and now they go here, so I double checked and I can confirm you it was the first minute he played in 2023, and that activated the obligation to buy. Beautiful operation for a player. If we have to pay 25, not all the bonuses will be reached, so we can go potentially towards the 30 million euro. It's actually an okay price for the Italian midfielder. Ups and downs, a player that I always told you better in a two-man midfield. We are playing with three-man midfield at Juventus at the moment. If we go towards a 3-4-2-1, maybe we can even see a more regista box-to-box Locatelli, a complete player in a two-man midfield. So let's see. But I am happy that he is finally also for him mentally officially a Juve player. Not that I was doubting it, but it's even better to know it officially. Anyway, Fagioli and Miretti are the one that in the future can complete that three-man midfield next to Locatelli. We were speaking about it a few days ago. Italian Juve, especially Italian midfield with Fagioli, Miretti next to Locatelli. Fabio Miretti unfortunately injured for 1 month. That's what they are saying. Approx 3 weeks, 1 month, unfortunately. I have to admit that Ale was the first one. Ale JTV was the first one to tell me, Beppe, it's 3 weeks. I don't know where he had that information, because it was like 1 hour after the injury, and he was totally right. So between 3 weeks and 1 month, which is annoying. Nicolo will be there, Fagioli, and he's doing exceptional things, so hopefully he can continue together with Locatelli, but he will not be there, Miretti. It's not a fracture. We can exclude it. So could be worse. It is a deep distortion. So even Juventus already communicated about it. Yesterday, the father, Livio, of Miretti was not happy. He said in England, in Premier League, well, when there is a player from an opponent team that is injured, we stand up. We stand up and we applaud him, being fair play, because it's sad to see a player like that. He said in Italy, no. In Italy, they insult, they are happy, they celebrate an injured player. And I don't even speak to you about social media. Guys, pay attention. As I told you, players, family, they see what we are writing. If a father of a player is writing these kind of things on social media, it means that, again, some people were absolutely not correct. I'm speaking about non-Juventini and Juventini. So take responsibility on social media about what you are reading. Anyway, Corriere dello Sport is speaking about Tiago Pinto that was speaking about Zaniolo. What did he say? He said that officially Zaniolo is a Galatasaray player, but I'm not fed up with that. I'm fed up with something else, because yesterday in press conference he was speaking about the fact that the player, he was thinking that he was worth that much, that he earned that much of money in terms of salary and so on and so on. But when you are on the market and the only official offers, concrete offers, are arriving from Bournemouth and from Galatasaray, probably it's not only the club that is a problem, but probably something is wrong with the player, maybe over-evaluating himself. I don't like the words of Tiago Pinto, because, you know, I always said it's not only one part that is at fault. If Zaniolo is in that situation, it's because of himself, the player, maybe over-evaluating himself. Maybe he was not correct in terms of behavior, but also the club that was not able to guide him. So it's both. It's always both. Sometimes with one more percentage on one more percentage on the other, but not only one person. It's a pity, because it's as the same story as Juve would say about Paulo Dybala a few months ago. Well, the player, he was thinking that he was worth so much, and it's strange that from the moment that he's a free player, there is only one club that is able to give him a real concrete offer, half of what he was requesting, and it is a mid-table team like Roma, because let's not lie about it. It's not because they are in top 4 at the moment that they are a big team of Italy. It's not the consistent winner of Italy, even if Roma, let's not exaggerate, a top 6 team of Italy. But anyway, none offer came from big teams in England for Paulo Dybala, and so on and so on. But Roma went for him for 6 million euro with a release clause of 12. That means that Dybala didn't really want to go to Roma. He can do the party in front of the stairs of Roma how much you want, but he wanted an exit way, because he didn't know how it would go. Now, maybe he would go for 10 years with Roma, we don't know. But, you know, it's exactly the same situation, and it's actually really bad. After a player is gone, it's gone, over, ciao, enjoy, it's over, speak about whatever. We didn't find an agreement, we take a decision, it is okay like that, ciao, thank you, and we move on. I think it's really strange the words used by Tiago Pinto yesterday, especially if we are comparing it with the same exact situation of Paulo Dybala. Anyway, if you are going to the A22, the company that is taking care of the Super League, that it's never mentioned anymore as Super League, but a European League, today, this morning, they announced with a lot of pages, well, 3 big pages with 10 principles, what consists the new project of the Premier League, of that Super League, and I was really happy to read it, because they are going towards a multi-division competition open for 60 at 80 clubs, no permanent members. That means that you have ups and downs, meritocracy, you can qualify towards it. All the clubs will have a minimum of 14 games to play versus big other clubs. It's beautiful. They said that they want to offer alternative solutions, helping also the leagues, domestic leagues remain, and so on and so on. Really beautiful things. I spoke about it in the Telegram group. Unfortunately, the live didn't go as I was expected, so I will try to go more in detail in an apart video instead of a live, because otherwise information is going too long. We need to be short, fast, because I think it's a really great project, really fantastic project, and this time, and that's the big difference with the past, really well explained. One thing that you have to remind yourself before going and analyzing that Super League project is it's not to fight against Premier League. It is absolutely not to fight against Premier League. It is actually to make sure that the other ones are surviving, including Premier League, to offer something that is much bigger and better and that can save world football, not only one league football. Anyway, this is what it is. I hope you enjoyed the video with a lot of information. I spoke, I believe, about everything. I forgot Tudor. I forgot Tudor and Di Maria. Continue. Di Maria apparently will stay. He convinced himself to stay 1 more year at Juventus. No, 1 more year in Europe. I would give him 1 more year. Personally, I would give him 1 more year, but the problem is that, as I told you a few days ago, it not depends only on Di Maria, it doesn't depend only on Juventus, it depends on what will happen with the next lawsuits. Where will Juventus be? Will Juventus be able to compete to European competition? Will Juventus have minus 15 points for next season, minus 20? What will happen with Juventus? From the moment that we know we can move for Di Maria, I would personally give him 1 more year if he has that motivation. Otherwise, grazie, ciao. Di Maria, you try to do your best. It works sometimes, it didn't work at other times, and we continue. But if everything is going well, I would certainly continue one more year with him. Look at the class of Di Maria. Anyway, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And then I wanted to touch about Tudor. Yesterday, fantastic game from Marseille that eliminated Paris Saint-Germain. The last time that it happened, it was in 1991. Guys, can you imagine? Tudor, fantastic coach at Marseille. I'm a big supporter of Tudor as a person, as a coach, as what he represents for Juve. I don't believe that he will come to Juve next season. Why? One simple reason: he has a contract at Marseille and he's doing really well. So why on earth would he come to Juve, guys? I don't understand. People are saying he needs to come. It's not like FIFA where you buy and you sign up a coach that you need. You know, changing cars to go, foot, whatever. No, it's reality. He has a contract. Would be really, really difficult. Then in football, everything can happen, but I don't understand. Let's go with Tudor where it's impossible. Anyway, grazie for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Forza Juve.